Hey there, it's Olivia-Savannah here from Olivia's Catastrophe, and today I'm here to announce the middle grade magic readathon. So this is a readathon that's centered around and focused on reading middle grade books, and I am going to be one of the co-hosts for this readathon, and I'm very excited to tell you all the things that you need to know about it. So the first thing you need to know is that the middle grade magic readathon for this year is happening from September 1st to September 11th. But of course, if you want to take the prompts and do them all the way through the month, you're allowed to do so, but that is when all of the core activities will be happening for the readathon. I'm hosting this with some brilliant co-hosts who include Kelly from Cozy Reader Kelly, Cara from Wild Book Garden, Yvette from Book Cave, Kier from Kier the Scrivener, and Hannah from Lynn Hermione or Ball Gowns and Books, depending on which platform you catch her on. So those are all of the wonderful co-hosts. I'll leave links to them all down below, so make sure you're following them so you don't miss out on anything happening throughout the readathon. There will be some reading sprints that will be held on different people's channels, which might just pop up at some point. So make sure you're following everybody so that you don't miss up on the opportunity to join us for reading sprints. And without further ado, I'm just going to get right down to the prompts because we have a lot of fun ones here for you to participate in. So the way that this readathon is working is it's a choose your own adventure readathon. Those are some of the very fun kind of books that you can read. They're very popular in middle grade, but they do exist for adult books as well. So you've got some core prompts which are required ones, and then for the rest you can just choose your own adventure and make it the way that you want to. So the two core ones have to do with main character. So as a main character, it's just to read a book with a main character that you relate to, and the other one is to read a book with a main character that is different from you in some way. So the next part which you can do is to choose your companion and what type of companion you want with you on your adventure. So if you want to have a friend with you, you need to read a book that was recommended by a friend. If you want a sibling or cousin, etc. with you, you should read a book that includes a family member. If you want a sibling or cousin with you or some familial kind of character, then you need to read a book with themes of family in it. If you would like an animal companion, you need to read a book with animal on the cover or in the title, or let your pet pick which book you're going to read, or read a book that you think your pet would approve of. Enemy, if you want your companion to be an enemy but might possibly become a friend later, read a book that you're unsure about. And then if you would like a mentor with you on your adventure, it's so important for younger readers and older readers of middle grade to read stories where they see their experiences reflected in them. So read a book that deals with an important theme. So next up for your adventure, you need to choose the genre of your adventure. So you fill your genre depending on which one of these you read. So you don't need to read all of these, just choose which genre you want your adventure to be in and then read according to that prompt. So you can either read a book in your favorite genre and that will determine the genre of your adventure, or you can read a book from a genre that you don't normally read within middle grade, or you can read a book from a genre that you always mean to read more of. And then up next, you choose the setting for your adventure. So if you would like the setting to be home, read a book by an author you love. If you'd like the setting to be a castle, castles unfortunately also come with dungeons. Read a book with a dark or serious element, and that can be in terms of tone or atmosphere, that can be in terms of character, that could be in terms of cover. Make sure you make that your own. If you want your setting to be school, just remember that learning is lifelong. Read a book with a subject or something you're curious about. If you want your setting to be a forest, forests can often be quiet and even lonely. Read a book that you've not heard much about or has few reviews. Community center. Read a book about found family, people coming together, community, or something like that. A book. A book itself can be a setting. Read a comforting read. If you like the setting to be the witch's cottage, who is actually a very nice person, thank you very much, read a book that breaks the rules of middle grade, aka breaking some of the stereotypes that are around middle grade. And then last but not least, we get onto the plot. So what type of plot you want your adventure to have. If you want your plot to have an internal conflict, read a book that you've been putting off. External. If you want the external conflict option, read a book that has a cover you love. If you want the plot to be about a chosen one, then read any book you want. If you want your plot to be the fact that you're not the chosen one, you're just an ordinary person doing what needs to be done, finish reading a book that you're currently reading, or read a book that you need to for another project or for a vlog or even just for something else. And this doesn't have to be a middle grade book. If you want your plot to be, whoops, turns out you have magical powers, read a book with a trope you love. If you want the plot to be about self-acceptance, read a book you think you'll love. And if you want the plot to be something weird is going on but you've got to find out what it is, read a mystery book or read a book at random from your shelves, which you can do with the random number generator or get people to pick a specific shelf and a specific number. Just make it random in some sort of way. And there you have it. I think that's all you need to know about the readathon, but if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. If you want to tell me that you're joining in, I would love it. But if you are not able to join in, but you're supporting me by watching this video anyway, then please just leave a comment down below with one of your favorite middle grade books. I'm very much looking forward to vlogging my way through reading some middle grade books in September 1st to September 11th, and I'll hopefully catch you there. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to be updated every time I have a new video. And you know what they say, onwards and upwards. Excelsior!